if we step back and kind of go within ourselves and really sort of figure out what is the world that we want to see and what is the actions that I can take in order to make that world come true. And let's boil those down into here are the steps that we can take.
Hi, Brant Cooper here. I'm fortunate I get to travel around the world speaking with startup founders, investors, ecosystem developers. I've learned a lot in my travels. I've got some stories, and I have some thinking that I love to share. Welcome to Brant's Rant.
So as part of all of this work to be done, I'm starting a Slack channel, Disruption for All. I've revamped my Moves the Needle website, my company. We still have, some of our great coaches, Mike Kendall and Kavita Apatu in particular. Emily is still with me helping coordinate. We've got a strong bench. But we're focusing our services a little bit. We still are doing some basic of the lean innovation. So teaching people how to actually get out and do the empathy work and the exploration work and leveraging evidence and how to report out to leaders. We do the work in teaching leaders how to act like investors and mentor instead of just manage. And so there's that sort of that middle management layer I was discussing. We've launched an entrepreneur in residence program. And so this is really advising more senior people inside of the organizations on any elements of this digital revolution or this digital transformation. So any of those phases that I talked about, the kickstarting and the accelerate and the scaling and the endurance phase. We also are doing the talks that we've done, keynotes and lunch and learns, and these type of things. We have a coach the coaching program that you've maybe heard about, Innovation Champions. And so really it's about building that capability inside your company, building that center of excellence, so that you can support all of these agile teams who are learning how to balance the exploration and the execution work. And who are adding skills like the empathy and the running experiments and those type of things. So it's beyond just agile. And so we have that IQ and the EQ component of teaching people how to teach and coach and mentor and scale this lean innovation work as part of those phases of change. So check out movestheneedle.com. It's a really great design. I think it's really interesting. Had great help from my friend Peter. Check out pjwalter.com. And I've also revamped another website that Peter was involved in, brantcooper.com. And that's where the Slack channel is. That's where information on the book is, signing up for my own personal newsletter. And really ramping towards this release of Disruption for All. You're going to see me, active here on this channel, and I hope you're sharing it out. I hope you get more people involved. I really think that we can, turn this into something. The Slack channel is really a community channel. It's not about me. It's really about smart people figuring out what problems and how to solve and how to solve those problems. And so I really hope you'll join in that conversation. It's a lot of work to be done. But you've heard me say this before. I mean, I think that sort of like I talked about last week, if we're willing to take a step back and be self-aware and reflect on our own biases and sort of the negativity that a lot of this turmoil out there can bring, if we step back and kind of go within ourselves and really sort of figure out what is the world that we want to see and what is the actions that I can take in order to make that world come true. And let's boil those down into here are the steps that we can take. And that's part of those discussions. And it's going to vary depending on what sort of organization you're in and what the needs of the immediate needs of that organization. But just applying those 5 E's, just living those 5 E's is a huge step. And I think that, I think that I've long said that one of the first steps that, anybody inside of a big organization that wants to be more entrepreneurial and more innovative or whatever is go find like-minded people. And so that still is the first step. And the Slack channel, Disruption for All Slack channel, is going to be where you find like-minded people. And it doesn't mean that everybody's going to agree. It's not it's not like a kumbaya scene. I think what it is, hopefully, is what Brene Brown would talk about is, rumble with respect, rumble with vulnerability. Be willing to back up what you say, and but be respectful of other people and ensure that you're inclusive of other viewpoints. And that's really where the empathy comes in again. And in that way, I think that there's an opportunity for us to make some of these changes that we want to see, and whenever whenever an entity is dying, it thrashes about to live, and that's where we are. That's the turmoil. Is that the old school way, the 20th century, the command and control, the hierarchy, the supremacy, the supposed supremacy. That's the old way, and it's thrashing about trying to survive. And so the way we move on is by actively creating the new way. It's taking the bull by the horn and recognizing that we're in the middle of this massive disruption, this massive change in society. And we take the bull by the horn and we say, okay, now we're going to I guess it's sort of like riding a wave, right? You can't be passive. You can't let the wave take you. The wave will roll you. You have to steer, you have to navigate, you have to cut. You have to take control as much as you can, recognizing that you're also going to be driven by forces. But the long and the short of it is that this is our opportunity. We're in the throes of this disruption. It's happening whether we like it or not. There's enough of us out there. Most of us want to create a good world to live in, want to be able to live our lives, want to create value for other human beings, want to live a meaningful life. And so it's really just on us then to take the bull by the horns, and let's go make it. Let's go make disruption for all. Let's make it work for everybody. Join me at brantcooper.com.
Hey, thanks for listening to Brant's Rant. If we're choosing capitalism here as a society, then let's make it work for a better world. If you'd like to join me as we redefine capitalism for the 21st century, go to beatcoop.co/D4A. Also, if you have a pressing issue that you're facing in your innovation group, your product group, your startup, and want to join me on video, see the link below. Subscribe, like, see you next time.